Good afternoon from Hopalong Hollow. We're inside this old house today because I wanted to show you how these herbs and weeds and flowers are doing drying and the colors that they have kept very well. Now we are in the darkest room in the house actually. It has a lot of light, a lot of windows, but it's still really a fairly dark room with pretty good airflow. These have been hanging here for about a week. They've got the perfect beam to hang from, so they don't get any direct light at all, and this room is lit up right now with a lot of lamps. But you can see that they have really kept their color. So here are the roses, the zinnias. This is the ironweed. I really recommend that you dry a lot of this lamb's ear because it really has such a beautiful color and it keeps its softness. There's the sedum. Here we have goldenrod and more sedum. The sedum has been great. Do dry some sedum. More sedum. These are thoroughly dry right now, completely. Some ragweed, and these are the little beauty berries, which shrunk to about half the size, but they still have a lot of great color. And this was in the darkest room in the house. But I want to show you that in the garden room, where I dried many more, they also retained their color just as well as these. So it really didn't make any difference whether I put them in front of a window without direct sunlight coming through, or up on a wall in a bright room, or in this dark room right here. But since we're in here, I want to show you that I've been up to something all week because I'm getting ready for shows for the season. I've not been able to do a whole lot of gardening in any manner whatsoever because we are getting into our show season, and I have really actually been working on a lot of my fiber needle felting and artwork. So I have been making little creatures. These are runner ducks. And I have been dressing my needle-felted birds in 18th century clothing. I've been having a good time with that. I really have. Oh, here we have a beautiful, lovely, well-dressed blue jay. One of my favorite things is naming these, and they don't have names yet, but they will probably by the end of the day. This beautiful robin is dressed quite nicely in her little frock, as is the blue jay. One of my favorite things is to make hats. I just love making hats. I just take old straw hats that I find and I rework them. Also, I've been doing a couple large cats. This is Twyla. And working on rabbits. The swan is certainly dressed in her finest. And I'm really fond of these little runner ducks. Anyway, that's why I have no garden videos for you this week, because I really have got to get this work done. But I do want to show you that the color has been retained in the dried flowers in the other room. So we'll go in there real quick. So here we are right in front of the window. These are completely dry now. This is the goldenrod, ragweed, the sedum, the ironweed. The zinnias are still pink. So you see, it actually didn't make a bit of difference that I dried these in front of a window. And those that are in front of the wall, let's take a look at those. Here, up against the wall, which is probably the brightest section in the room, in the garden room, are the ones that I have been drying for about 2 weeks. They're completely dry, they're ready to use, and they too have really kept their color. So I guess I have found out, and I'm very happy about it because I really prefer to dry things in this room. That's what it's for, even though it's very bright and has a lot of that light coming through the window. This is the room that I want to make the wreaths in, so I really don't want these all over the house. However, it worked. You don't have to be in a really dark room. You don't have to put them in an attic. I mean, I've just proven it to myself. And they still look pretty good. And they are completely dry. Now, they do shrink quite a bit, as you can see with that thistle. But the color is still very vibrant. Although, you know, you have this beautiful old ivory look. It's an antique-ish, vintage look on these white zinnias, and I love that. So if you just go out in your yard, you look at your trees, you go out in the field or the woods, it's amazing at what kind of dried foliage and seed pods you can find. These came off of a bush in the yard. They look like very tiny pine cones. I'm going to be able to use those. And here we have the beautyberry again. A lot of that. I don't remember what this was. Sometimes they dry beyond recognition. And of course we had all those allium pods as well. I have lots and lots of those. Now, September, October is a great time to get out there and start foraging for old, shriveling pods, seeds, nuts, acorns, grasses, drying flowers, seed heads, all sorts of things that will be great to use in wreaths for the winter, for Christmas, and flower arrangements as well, dried flower arrangements. So from Hopalong Hollow, I'll be back with some suggestions on what you might want to be sowing in the fall in your flower garden for next year's dried flower arrangements and lots of bouquets. From Hopalong Hollow, this is Jerry. See you next time.